Good morning. This is a very special place where we are today. This is the Cloudland Hotel atop Lookout Mountain. No doubt you have heard about it. Perhaps you've not yet had a chance to come inside and see the beauty of it. So this is your day. Stick around throughout the hour. You're going to have a chance to take in world-class cuisine, the spa that is here for you to enjoy, all of the amenities that you would expect with a property like this. But come on inside and let's begin with the view. So the views are spectacular as you come through the door, and just when you think what could be more beautiful than the view outside, you look to your right and you find the library where we are this morning with Mike Burton. Thank you so much for letting us come to your beautiful space.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming and seeing us.
There is such a buzz here in the Chattanooga area about the opening of this hotel. I found out in just a short conversation with you that you knew about it years before, and like we are excited now, you were excited then. You have a long history in this industry, but this was something special.
Absolutely. No, I've been paying attention to this property since the end of 2018. And just to watch it grow and to see it happening, and now to actually be here is just fantastic.
I know we're going to talk and then take a tour to let people see for themselves the uniqueness of this property. I will tell you, I was a little bit intimidated because those doors, as we saw, are so impressive, and you know this is kind of a state-of-the-art, step-above spot when you walk in. But y'all have done a fantastic job of blending excellence with comfort. So here in the library, one of the first things I noticed and made a joke about is that you have Beowulf, the architecture of trees, and Goodnight Moon. There is something for everyone in here to enjoy.
Well, and the library actually was carefully curated to have exactly what you just mentioned. We want something for everyone, and we want this to be a gathering place for families and individuals alike to select a book and to read it, take it to the room if they wish, and if they'd like to purchase it, we'll also arrange for that as well.
You know, you are hoping to be accessible to families. Clearly, with the Macklemore Resort, you're going to have golfers who can't wait to come here, but you're finding interest from businesses wanting to have retreats here. Clearly, weddings would be beautiful here. Everyone.
Yes. Well, and from a family perspective, you're right, there is the golf, but then we also have a full-service spa. We have many culinary options for people to choose from. There's so much to do in this area as it relates to hiking, sightseeing. You name it, Northwest Georgia has pretty much everything. It's very diverse in terms of the topography and its location and all the beautiful scenery that is here. It's amazing.
Was it a challenge in the construction of the hotel to find a way to not take away from the beauty of the vista and open it up, but you still want that same feel inside?
Yes and no. So from an architecture perspective, everything has to do with the view. And I think as you walk through the resort, you pick up on that right away, that we do not want to obstruct the view. We say golf is obviously something that people are very keen on, but for us, paying homage and with the land and the views and what we have here is just as important, if not more important.
The restaurants. You cannot come and have a great hotel experience and not eat more than you should. And you've got a number of people to choose from, right? Restaurants.
We do. So right now the Pocket is available, and the Pocket is kind of like a all-day, think of it like a coffee house, like a Starbucks, only, as we like to say, a little bit more highlighted, a little bit more extensive than a Starbucks. We have the Croft, which is our 3-meal-a-day restaurant, the Old Alliance, which is our signature restaurant, so that'll be another level of service. And then outside, we actually have a bar, restaurant, really, the Overlook.
There's a lot of significance in the names that you choose, which I can see why you would be having some debate, because it kind of ushers in the experience that you're going to have. So just the Pocket sounds fun and casual and pop in and get on about your day. You are finding interest internationally, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, we are. It's really, so the goal, the initial goal is to be kind of that attraction for the Southeast region. And then as we evolved in the process of opening up the hotel, we began to realize that there's more attention given to us just in the United States. And more recently, we've noticed that from an international perspective, there's interest in what we're doing and what the resort is bringing to this area. And again, we couldn't be happier to really let everyone know that Northwest Georgia, the tri-state area, is just so beautiful and wonderful.
How many rooms do you have here?
245.
So it does have kind of a curio boutique feel to it.
It does.
And yet so often when you go to a boutique hotel, by the very nature, it's small.
Yes.
This is expansive.
Well, and we wanted to do that because we're going to have, we have one golf course currently. We're about to open up another golf course on September the 1st, the Keep, which is maybe about 1.5 miles away from us. And then we have over 20,000 square feet of meeting space. So we really wanted to make sure that from a room perspective, we had enough rooms to be able to accommodate all these visitors that will be coming to this area.
You and I are about to head out one of these doors and take a look at the beautiful vista and talk about the Keep coming up and a little bit of the romance and the history of the land here. I mentioned the importance of the name, the Macklemore name, has deep roots in this community that we will get into. But in your time since you've been here, has there been anything, were you expecting the support from locals that you have found when you came here?
That's a great point. We did a job fair on December the 12th and January the 9th, our first two job fairs, and we really didn't know what to expect. And the outpour of candidates has just been amazing. I think there are more people that live on top of the mountain than people realize. And we have team members that travel every day to work as far away as north of Cleveland, Tennessee, Fort Payne, Alabama, a couple of folks from Rome, Georgia. So we're really attracting a very diverse set of individuals from across the 3 states.
Which I think is very important. For one thing, for the guests who come here from out of state, they're going to appreciate talking to the locals.
Oh, yes.
And for those of us who are local, it's our little treasure in our own backyard. So it's nice to know that it's accessible for us too.
Absolutely.
So this is beautiful. I'm happy to curl up with a good book. But if you don't care, let's step outside and take in the view.
Let's.
We're back in a second. Okay, a slight change of plans as we come back. I know we had said that we were going to go outside and take in the view, but on our way out, we came through this gorgeous space. This is the Skyline Ballroom. As you told me earlier, everything here is designed to take in the vista.
It really is. When you look outside, and you know, I said this in an Instagram post a while back, it really doesn't matter what type of a day you're having. When you're here, you can look outside and it makes any mediocre, maybe a bad day, into a great day. I mean, just look at these views. It's just unbelievable.
So I want to talk the romance a little bit and the allure behind the land, because most people watching know a little bit about the history. The Macklemore name, John Macklemore, a real person. This was Macklemore Cove, is that right?
Yes. So the cove is named after John Macklemore, and John Macklemore fought in the Battle of 1812, moved here. He's a Scotsman, which is kind of why you see some of the Scottish influence on the Macklemore. Moved here and married a Cherokee Indian princess. They went on to have 2 boys themselves, and the rest is history. We have the Macklemore Cove.
So that's the Macklemore side of it. Then to add to the allure even more, we won't get in the weeds too much, but one of the chief champions of the resort is himself a man who grew up on this very land. So this desire to utilize it for people to come and enjoy is there, but protecting it is also key.
It's all about honoring the land and really paying homage to what is here. This was created, and so we're just fortunate enough to be part of it and to have these fantastic views. It's just amazing.
So I am not a golfer. Are you a golfer?
I am.
Okay, my husband is a golfer, so we're not long after the Masters where everybody watched. And one of the things that my husband had said was that one of the beauties of the Augusta course is that it's not super hilly like some are. If you like the challenge of a hill, Macklemore is your friend. And isn't the Keep that's about to open up, isn't that also going to be a
So
favored spot?
it will be. So we're really fortunate to have Mr. Bergen and Mr. Jones as the design team who created this. And the Keep will open on September the 1st. It is a links-style course, and it has been, if you read any of the golf publications, it has been said that it could one day host a major championship.
Really?
It is going to be unlike anything in the area, and I would argue probably unlike anything really on the East Coast. It's just going to be fantastic.
We do live in a beautiful spot. And so when you see views like this, not quite duplicating this one, but we have the mountains around us, you kind of take them for granted. But even still, we get these aha moments of just our breath is taken. As I understand it, up there on the Keep, a lot of the holes are on the bluff.
Yes, a good majority are on the bluff or have spectacular views of the cove here. So the ninth fairway is one that is talked about quite a bit. And there are people on the agronomy team as well, the developer side, who will just like to go out there and literally stand there on the ninth fairway and just taking in the cove and all the magnificent views.
I want to tell a story about you, if I can, that you
Sure.
shared with me, because I think sometimes when you live in a place, you might not see the value in coming here to spend a weekend with your family because you think, well, it's just right up the road. Here's the power of experience in your life. I asked Mike what got him into the industry, if he remembered. You were a 15-year-old kid.
When I was 15, I decided I want to be a general manager of a hotel. And the reason for it was, as a young boy, we would travel from Michigan down to Florida to visit my grandparents. And staying in a hotel was just so special because where could you go, put 50 cents in a machine and get a bottle of Coca-Cola? Somebody else made the bed. You could go down to the pool. And the atmosphere of a hotel is just fantastic. And that extends, obviously, to the resort as well. It's about building relationships. And what we do is not rocket science. It's just making an environment that is just special for everyone who visits.
You may say it's not rocket science. I think your guests would say it very much is. And it's all in framing, right? So the experiences that you have frame your life. They frame your children's lives, your girlfriend's lives, your spouse's lives, whatever. So come here, take in the view. You also dabbled for a little while in the kitchen,
Yes.
right? You have some experience with that. So when we begin our tour now, continue on, and we talk with your chef, you're very proud of him?
Very, very proud. I think the culinary options that we offer here, as well as up at the Craig, which is, we like to say, just up the hill from where we are right now, it's really unlike anything in the area. There's a wide variety of food choices that we provide, and we're just excited to provide it for everyone.
So temporarily, only temporarily, we'll take a break from these gorgeous views and we'll go pop into the kitchen and see what they're cooking up down there. That also is a treat for all the guests who come to the Cloudland Hotel, now open for you to come and enjoy. Thanks for the time.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming out.
Okay, so now you've kind of gotten a bit of a lay of the land, quite literally, with the views outside. Let's let the fun part start now here at the Cloudland Hotel. We have come downstairs to the bar area talking with Tyler Robbins. Thanks for letting us come in to your wonderful office here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was talking to you earlier. I think there's just something really romantic and enchanting about the layout of a bar because it is as much a part of the interior design here at the hotel as everything else.
It really is. It's an incredible sight.
So we are at the Croft, which is set up to be gorgeous to take in those views. But it seems like, Tyler, the theme around here at the hotel is luxurious comfort,
Absolutely.
which you bring to the drinks you make as well.
Absolutely.
So they recruited you. You were in the Nashville area, right, for a
Correct.
while.
Correct.
Also in Tampa. You've lived all over. Are you known for a certain drink?
Probably the espresso martini. It's one of my favorites to make. Beautiful, beautiful drink. The way it aesthetically placed on the bar, placed the beans perfectly. It's just a one of a kind cocktail.
So you are happy to make your guests whatever drink they wish, but when they are like me and they sit at the bar and say, "What would you recommend?" You have kind of a signature drink here at the hotel that you're going to make for me.
Definitely.
What are we going to make?
So we are going to make Smoke on the Horizon.
I love the name. Okay, so show me how to make it.
All right. So we got an ounce of mezcal. Also going to have an ounce of aperitivo. It's going to be an equal parts cocktail. And an ounce of sweet vermouth. Throw some rocks in there, give it a nice stir. About 10 to 15 seconds.
That's it really is a pretty color. It looks like the sunset.
Oh, it's beautiful. Gonna do a nice little mole bitter spritz on top, just to add a little bit of extra aroma to the cocktail.
That's what that is rum?
So it is gonna be mole bitters.
No, what is that?
Correct. So it's gonna be like a little, basically a little bit of chocolate in there. There's a little bit of spice as well.
You said aroma, and I thought you said rum. So, okay, when you get a Smoke on the Horizon, don't do what I almost did, which was just to pick it up and say thank you and have a drink. This is one you want to smell first.
Absolutely.
Is that the bitters that I'm smelling, or is it all of it?
Correct. And that smokiness from the mezcal, the sweet vermouth, it all comes together and plays a role, and just really, it's a very pleasant smell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a great sipper.
That is an excellent sipper. Okay, so what is mezcal?
Mezcal is basically just going to be a smokier tequila.
You can definitely taste the smoke. So it feels very rich. Like, you know how we all have that vision, I'm guessing that a lot of people do, of like if you won the lottery, you'd be cozied up to a roaring fire, looking out at the snow with a golden retriever at your feet, not a care in the world. This is the drink that you would have in your hand.
Absolutely.
That smokiness is there, but it's not a man's drink.
I feel like that drink is all around for everybody.
It is.
Even a man would enjoy it.
What is making it so smooth? The quality of the tequila?
It's going to be that equal parts of the sweet vermouth, the mezcal. It makes it very well balanced. That's what makes it so smooth.
So I was asking you a little bit of bar etiquette earlier, because you have worked at a lot.
Correct.
This does have the feel at the Cloudland of being obviously very well heeled. You're going to have a lot of clientele that is very accustomed to this level of travel and stay. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to come for the first time wanting to take in that experience. Do you enjoy it when someone sits at the bar and asks your recommendation and your input?
Absolutely. It's one of my favorites. I love matching people's palates, getting to know their personality, and being able to build a cocktail around that. I have enough experience to where I can just kind of pick and choose a few attributes of what they enjoy in a cocktail and just build around it.
The people who work here are very discreet, and they're going to be good secret keepers. So when we were talking we'll talk with Christiana in the spa. She's had times in her career to help some very famous people, but she would not reveal the names. You've had a chance to wait on some very famous people as well. What you find is that a good drink brings good conversation, doesn't matter who you are.
Absolutely. Agree 100%.
Well, I thank you for the time this morning. If you want to come and try a smoke on the horizon, you will not be disappointed. Is it taboo to have a smoke on the horizon and then follow it with your espresso martini?
Not at
As
all.
long as you're not getting behind the wheel of the car, right?
Absolutely. I recommend it.
Cheers to you, Tyler. Thank you so very much. Our tour of the Cloudland Hotel was going to continue after this, but what a wonderful pause for just a little bit. We're back in a minute. Welcome back. We have had our drink at the bar. Now it's time to eat. Lots of choices here at Cloudland Hotel, but the premier restaurant is Old Alliance, and that's where we are headed. Going to pop into the kitchen to see what Chef Dustin Willett is cooking up. Hey, Dustin, what are you making?
Oh, hi. I'm making our country ham wrapped salmon. It's a beautiful Scottish salmon wrapped in Benton's country ham. We're going to pan roast it.
So you talk about this as if it's the everyday casual meal. Old, as we have just told people, it's kind of the premier restaurant here on property, but everything at the hotel seems to be an effort to take elegance and make it comfortable. And that's what you're
Absolutely.
doing with this too.
Yes. So I've got the local flavors, the Tennessee ham with the Scottish salmon, a lot of Scottish heritage in the area. So it's a nod to that. And the ham adds a nice salt content, roasts onto the fish really nicely. And the combination of the pork and the salmon is really nice together.
So talk to me a little bit about the ham. Is that technically prosciutto? Is that what that is?
No, this is country ham.
It is country ham.
Yep. It's produced about 80 miles away from here.
Okay.
So
I think I saw you seasoning it as I walked in to talk to you. What were you putting on it?
it's just a little bit of salt and pepper. The ham adds a pretty good salt content already, so you don't want
Yeah.
to overdo the salt.
So salmon is always my go-to dish. It's my favorite on a menu. And yet, for people like me who will want to take advantage of it, you are known for so many other things that you created the menu, right, Dustin?
Yes, mostly it was a nice collaboration with some other chefs and cooks, and we're really excited about it.
So you're bringing out the Scottish element, obviously. There's a little bit of French here, too, you were telling me.
That's right. The Old Alliance is a Scottish and French themed restaurant. It's a lot of notes of both. There's a big Scottish heritage in the area with John McLemore and the history there. So it's just a really unique concept to the restaurant.
When we were talking earlier with Tyler at the bar, we were at the Croc, and he made me this great drink called Smoke on the Horizon. And I had mentioned to him that it was a great one for men and for women. So here at the restaurant at Old, some things that I have noticed already is that one, the atmosphere seems to really foster conversation. But you also seem to be being that great co-ed mix where there's something for the men out there, but the women too have got their taste.
Absolutely. And I think just coming in, having the ambiance of the restaurant, smelling the wood fire hearth grill, it's an experience in its own.
I love for you that you're getting to come a little bit back to your roots. You have been in Louisville, but you're originally from Birmingham. So is it fun for you to come back south?
Yeah, it's very, very, very fun. I'll be a lot closer to family I have back there, and
Yeah.
I've kind of come full circle at this point to making it back close to the area. So
What is it, while the salmon cooks, it doesn't take long. So while I've got you in the kitchen, what is it that you kind of bring to your job? What is your hope for your customers and the clients when they come here?
hospitality, that everyone feels, make everyone feel special, and enjoy the experience. Love the food and the drinks. Anything short of a phenomenal, food and beverage experience is not acceptable to me. It's got to be. We got to knock it out of the park.
Was there someone in your life that inspired you in the kitchen?
Probably my grandmother on my mom's side. She was always the cook of the family. So, I was always sneaking in her kitchen and, trying to taste things on the stove and, that really got me interested in it.
Well, I am not the salmon connoisseur that I know you are, but it looks to me like that beauty is just about to be ready.
Oh, yeah, it's getting close.
Do you want to let it finish and we'll plate it up and go find a place to sit?
That sounds like a great idea.
Let's do it. Who would have thought it could go from that pan to this beautiful plating and be any better looking than it was in the kitchen? But this is spectacular.
Well, thank you so much.
What have you done here?
So we've got the pan roasted salmon with the Benton's country ham, some sauteed Swiss chard, colorful fingerling potatoes that have been roasted, and that's a tomato fennel coulis underneath. And the garnish on top is we take the raw stems from the Swiss chard. It's a rainbow chard, so they're very colorful. And we shave them really fine with a sharp knife, put them in a little ice water, and it causes them to curl up. Becomes a nice little raw vegetable edible garnish.
This is a plate full of flavor. And I'm sure it's intended to bring out all of the different things, because you have mentioned the saltiness of that ham, but then your tomato brings a sweet to
That's
it. Is
correct.
that right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you call the tomato?
It's a tomato fennel coulis.
What is a coulis?
Coulis is like a fruit puree sauce. So, you know, a lot of times you hear like raspberry coulis or something like that on dessert,
Right.
but in this case we've done a more savory version with the tomatoes.
So, I mean, I could just sit here and never leave and enjoy this meal. Talk about, though, the different ways to dine when you are here at the Cloudland, because not everything is as fine dining as at the Old Alliance.
That's right. We have a lot of great options. We've got the Croft, which is our it's a 3 meal a day restaurant. You can have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You know, it's got a nice Highland kind of picnic theme to it. Very approachable, but also refined and a nice experience, upscale experience. We've got the Pocket Cafe, which is a coffee shop. Also has delicious breakfast sandwiches. Got a nice sausage wrapped in pastry, done really nicely, and you know, a lot of snacks and different drinks and any kind of coffee you could think of. And then we've got the Old Alliance, which we're sitting in right now, which is our high caliber. You know, it's the restaurant has a Scottish French influenced cuisine, and you know, it kind of pulls on the Scottish heritage from the area.
Something that you find when you come into the Old Alliance, the others as well, but this is the fine dining area. So I was kind of expecting, you know, tables for two and kind of hushed atmosphere. This is intended to be a place to come and be happy and converse. We're in a booth.
Right.
A lot of the seating areas are larger tables for groups, and I love that. It fosters conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. It's meant to bring people together and be approachable, but at the same time, really elevated.
Approachable, those are the two words for this place. I mean, we came in not knowing quite what to expect. You probably will as well when you choose to come here to stay. But you see everyone. You see retirees here. You see business people who are here for conferences and retreats. But you see a lot of families here. There are a lot of kids. And you made the comment to me that if the kids aren't happy, the parents aren't happy, so they have good food to choose from too.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. We've got some nice options for the kids. You know, of course, our locally made ice creams, artisan ice creams that we have in-house are always a big hit with the kiddos.
Of course, the idea would be to come and stay for an overnight experience, but people can make reservations for meals only. Is that right? If they're not staying at the hotel?
Yeah, you don't have to be a hotel guest to dine in the restaurants.
And when I walked in, there is I guess it's a refrigerated section to the right. What is that?
Those are dry agers. So we're dry aging our own meats. Right now we have some beef ribeye, prime ribeye, dry aging for 30 days. And we have a tomahawk pork rack. And we also have a single malt whiskey soaked beef strip loin that's dry aging.
So I know you made me the salmon, but before I let you go, do you have a favorite item on the menu? Is this your favorite?
This is up there. I would also, you know, for the Old Alliance, the dry aged ribeye I think is exquisite. You know, the dry aging it really intensifies the flavor and the moisture and just makes it such a nice experience with the steak.
And just to prove that they are still basic and down to earth, you were also quick to point out to me that you have some really good ice cream on the property too, when you just got to have a little scoop. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting us into the kitchen.
It's been my pleasure.
It has been ours as well. It's hard to imagine that you could find any reason to decompress anymore when you were here at the Cloudland Hotel, but we are going to find one for you now. We're in the spa talking with Christiana Claghorn. Nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you.
So the spa is called
Selah.
Selah, and that has a very intentional meaning.
Yeah, so Selah is the Hebrew word for pause. So we're inviting people to, take that pause to, reflect and regenerate.
So it kind of is the theme throughout the hotel when you are here, because the beauty hits you the minute you come in. It's set up with all of these wonderful seating areas where you can pause and take in the view and just kind of reconnect with nature and yourself. But for those who want an excuse to go even farther, the spa is it, and you're leaving nothing untouched.
Yes, so we are offering massages, facials, and body treatments with exclusive lines from our luxury collection. Also, couple services, so coming with, a spouse or a significant other to come and enjoy and relax together.
Well, and to that end, you do want people to get the full experience when they come here to the Cloudland, and often for many people, they seek out that spa when they come. So reserving a session before you arrive is a great idea, and certainly if you are coming for a special occasion, you want to know that.
Yes, so we have 5 treatment rooms and amazing therapists, but definitely a very high demand for our services.
So this is luxury at its finest. Everything about the hotel is luxury at its finest, and it's a chance for you to be truly pampered. So even the products that you're using here, you come from a long career in this industry, so you're bringing the best to the clients during the service.
Yes, so we are carrying skincare lines Babor, Kirsten Florian, and Eminence. So those are all 3 lines that draw from different aspects to give amazing protocols for our therapists to give to the guests.
And so what's so wonderful, as you can see behind us, is that then once you have been pampered and you feel better than ever before and you think, oh, I wish I could take that home with me, you can, because you then sell the products here.
Yes.
There is a local flair everywhere you go. So the art that you've seen as we've taken the tour this morning is from a local Chattanooga artist. Much of the jewelry that you see throughout the different areas where you can shop here are somewhat local. So you sell jewelry from a jeweler in Atlanta, right?
Yes, Mickey Lynn. So it's all handmade, and she actually came and delivered it personally.
What I love too about Selah is that you have made it not really unisex. You have obviously an area for men and an area for women. Both are duplicate in that they're luxury and pampering to the nth degree. But there's a masculine feel to the men's side and feminine to the women's.
Yes, so we have a vanity area that the ladies can, use any of the products and get ready. And then the men's side also has the grooming for them, but, definitely have a more distinct feel for each area.
You have the Himalayan salt sauna, right?
Yes.
The dry heat
The
sauna.
dry heat sauna, the cold deluge showers. So you can have that contrast therapy with the cold, with the heat, which right now is something that's being talked about to get that complete reset of your nervous system.
Right. Then you have a wonderful steam room on the men's side.
Yes, that's a beautiful eucalyptus steam room with the tile work is gorgeous.
So when you book your session with you, they're 60 to 90 minutes.
Yes.
When the time with your particular service has ended, can you stay in the sauna for a little while, or do you just have that hour?
No, absolutely. You have time before and after your services that you can enjoy all the areas. So the relaxation room, there's the tea and infused water in there, and then you also have the locker room. So they can take their time to really completely unwind.
Do you find in your years of doing this, I mean, she has lived in some spectacular places. You were in Nashville before coming here, but you've been in with the St. Regis out in Utah, right?
Yes, in Park City, and then I was also on Maui in Hawaii.
And now she's here in our own backyard, kind of overseeing because you are the director of the spa. So everything has to meet your standard before it comes to the client.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We are so grateful to you for the tour. I feel relaxed already. So Selah means pause.
Yes.
So come here, feel relaxed and rejuvenated. It really is a special treat. We're seeing international folks come here to enjoy the hotel, but don't let them get ahead of you. You come and book a time as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As much fun as you will have in the lobby, in the restaurants, in the bars, outside here at the Cloudland Hotel, eventually you are going to need to come to your room, and don't worry because the wow factor continues here as well. This is Chantel Nickel, who is the Director of Sales and Marketing. Good to see you.
You too.
So you and I were chatting a little bit. You have this background, like so many of the people in management here, with hotels of this caliber, but often you find those in big cities. To walk into these rooms, we're in the presidential suite this morning. That view is part of the room as well.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of opportunities to enjoy indoor, outdoor activities, whether that's from your guest room balcony or on our event lawn at the hotel.
I was chatting with somebody on staff here, and of all of the things I have seen, it's all impressive and it all makes me want to stay and linger and enjoy. But the furnishings, I can't say enough about. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Definitely an upscale feel, but we wanted to bring some, lodge elements like our wood burning fireplaces and things like that into the property as well. So
It's very comfortable, as you would expect. There's kind of a minimalist approach, it feels like, where there's room to breathe when you're inside the room.
absolutely. I mean, being in the mountains, what do you think of first is taking that deep breath and really enjoying your time here.
Okay, so we'll segue a little bit to the taking the deep breath because you are going to be a draw for couples who look for a fun weekend getaway, golfers who are wanting to take in the course at Macklemore, but you're finding a lot of interest for corporate events and weddings.
Absolutely. A great destination wedding location with 20,000 square feet of indoor space and about 10,000 square feet of outdoor space, a wonderful courtyard, event lawn, open air pavilion, just a lot of opportunities to spread out, enjoy everything from your rehearsal dinner to your nuptials themselves and the party afterwards, and on a corporate retreat to touch on golf and maybe, having a night in the pavilion with some more. So lots of opportunities to incorporate activities here with the two 18-hole courses, a 6-hole short course. Our golf team on property does a great job. If you're not a big golfer, let's do some fun glow in the dark golf at night,
Oh, that's a great
great
idea.
fun activity as well. So, really trying to encompass that getaway. We have a lot of people in the Southeast looking at us because they do want to step away from that city location where their office is. So people aren't checking their emails. They're not trying to go back to the office. They're really here to focus on that team building experience.
Yeah, and the views, you just cannot say enough about them because even if you're in Chattanooga looking up at the mountains, and we kind of can take them for granted sometimes, but when you come here, the view is completely unobscured. And so all that
Absolutely.
peace just floods over you.
It really does. I mean, you can see all the way to the Blue Ridge Mountains on a great day. So, like I said, being able to step out, whether that's on your own balcony in your guest room or on the balcony of the Pocket, which is our cafe. Sitting outside working on your laptop with these wonderful views is a great thing to do.
So something else I think is, I just have planned a wedding for my daughter. She's been married now almost a year. So the sky's the limit when you're beginning that process. But people's guest lists often vary. So back in the COVID days, people were choosing kind of small weddings. They might still like that. Or you have a large one, you can accommodate all of it.
We can. That's the great thing about our different spaces here. Ideal wedding sizes are really like 30 to 300. So there's abilities to do, again, indoor, outdoor for both. The ceremony, the receptions, we can really capture it all.
It also allows you, if it was going to be that destination wedding, a way for the bride and groom to enjoy time with their guests, even leading up, because there's space for everyone to enjoy in their own way.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of the families incorporate not just the rehearsal dinner, but a welcome reception. You know, getting that time to spend, because the day of the wedding, as I'm sure you remember, is a whirlwind.
Yes.
You know, so it really does give them the opportunity to have that special time.
So in terms of reaching out to you and your department, if someone's watching, maybe they are planning a wedding, would they reach out to you and just kind of begin the conversation, or somebody on your team?
Sure. We have a wonderful team. The team altogether is 10 people. So we're here to handle all different sizes and aspects of, again, business to social. And you can go to Stay Cloudland website, and there's a short little thing to fill out, and that'll come right to our inbox, and we'll give you a call.
From the business side of it, sounds like you enjoy personalizing. When you mentioned the glow-in-the-dark golf, that was a fun idea. So do businesses talk to your staff about what they're kind of looking to get out of the retreat?
Yes, we'd love to find out where they've been, what's went well, maybe what they want to improve on, and just really getting those creative juices pumping and seeing what we can accomplish here.
I really like that idea for the local businesses, because the buzz is around in the Chattanooga area about the hotel being open. And what a wonderful way to pamper your employees with a visit here.
Yeah, we have several of the groups doing, you know, a buyout of the spa for a half day, just to make sure that their people can enjoy that downtime. You know, some people go golf, some people spa, people would just want to sit by the pool. So there is a little bit for everybody.
Well, you mentioned that laptop out there on the outside area to do some work while you take in the view. She was very kind. This is an international hotel, and so you've got people trying to get in touch with you. So thank you for pausing some today to talk to us.
Absolutely.
Our tour of the Cloudland Hotel continues. We might stay and linger with this view for a little bit longer, but if you're looking to book an event or a retreat for your company, by all means, give them a call. What a beautiful day we had today. Thanks so much to the entire team at Cloudland at Macklemore Resort. Whether you are looking for a way to go and celebrate a special occasion with a weekend getaway, maybe just a summer's night out in a beautiful spot. From the food, the beverage, obviously the stunning scenery, you will not find a more perfect place than the Cloudland at Macklemore Resort. Thank you so much. A short drive from downtown. Go soak it all up. Thanks again to the entire team. We had a wonderful, wonderful experience. We'll see you again tomorrow.